It is 2 o'clock and I'm not sure if we have, I see two phone numbers on the screen. I don't, I would just be interested to know if that's part of our group or if those are residents of the area or property owners. So um, we'll wait a second while people finish connecting. I don't want to give a presentation to our group. Make sure we have, oh, it looks like we do have some other people joining.
Is there a way to sign in here, or would we just go around?
Oh, that's a good idea. So you know what? It would really help for us if you would go on those. You know what? I don't know how this. Maybe Daniel, can you help me understand? Like if someone calls in, it looks like, well, looks like someone's calling in from an iPhone. I don't know these other two phone numbers. Can they sign in on the chat or how? Do you know how that works, Daniel?
If you're calling in with the number, you can't, but I could change the name if they announce who they are.
Oh, okay, that would be helpful. Even, yeah, I mean, there's so many of us, and I'll even just generally kind of run through quickly who we are so we don't take a lot of time. But it would be really helpful for people for us to understand where your properties are along the route, just so we can, help
So
tell
if
you what's going on better.
everybody that's on the line goes into the Zoom group chat and types in their name and their email and a phone number and an address, then that can serve as a login.
It could, but the people that just are calling in on a phone can't do that, and there's two of those at least.
Right on.
Yeah. So, so I don't even know how to. So, all right, let's start with that. So, first of all, I'm Susan Miller. I'm the Director of Planning at the Tulsa Planning Office. And I'm going to kind of let everyone know who's on the call before we get started. So we have quite a team here with the planning office and the city engineering services department, a couple of consultants, streets and stormwater. So we have from the planning office, we have Dennis Whitaker and Peyton Wines, who are in that, if you can see, they're just in the weird picture with a chair at the end. They're in a conference room. There you go. Anyway, so there's Daniel Jeffries, who is who's in our planning office, and I believe that's it. Travis Holst may also join us later. So from City Engineering Services, we have Doug Helt and Brent Stout. From Streets and Stormwater, we have Terry Ball is the director. And then we have consultants from Planning Engineering Consultants, is that right? PEC. Jimmy Sitz and Jason Dickman. And if I left anyone off of our team that's on here, I can't see. So, but I think that covers the city group and the planning group and the consultant team. So if you are a resident or resident owner along the corridor, either one, if you could unmute yourself and just introduce yourself and let us know where you are along the corridor or anything you want to tell us about yourself. Hello?
Hello, I'm
hi.
Murtis Hartman. Hi, I'm Murtis Kirk Hartman. They're at 520 East 36th Street North. I don't know if anyone can hear me.
Yeah, we can.
Yes, great. You can't see me. I'm on an iPhone. I'm sorry. At the 6 o'clock when I'll have my laptop available. I'm just kind of curious on what they're going to be doing, how this is going to affect me and where I reside, etc. I don't know how many other people will have the same question, but I didn't want to overtalk someone.
Okay, well, so maybe we've emailed. I don't know. Your name is
emailed.
What was your last name?
Hartman. Well, Kirk. We'll just say Kirk. In the files, everything Kirk.
Your address was
520 East 36th Street North.
Oh, okay. All right, thanks. Okay, there's a phone number, at least it's on the bottom of my screen, that's unmuted, but I don't know if you're trying to talk and we can't hear you. It's 521-0320. So, okay, there's a possibility we can't hear you. I hope at least you can hear us. Seems like you can if you unmuted yourself. So, is there anything in the chat from anybody else besides us? No. Okay. And then we have one more phone call in. It looks like it might be a city number. 596, that's a city number. Is that right, you guys? Anybody? Okay. Well, they're not.
596 are usually city numbers.
Okay, so there's someone that's muted that looks like a city call. So we've got, I don't know, you're unmuted? Okay, hello? I don't know why we're having a problem with those two phone numbers. Okay, Daniel, you have any clue what our problem is?
No, they're both unmuted.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry about that, you guys. Yeah, you see some phone numbers in the chat, and I'll put my number in there too once Doug starts talking. So, okay, I just wanted to kind of set this up for you, let you know what we're doing today. We're going to first just give a little, well, kind of introduce us in a very quick way, and give you a little background of the project and show you some renderings along the corridor that capture some of those concepts, so that for people that, I mean, I'm a planner, don't really do design or site plan, so for me, I know that the renderings are much more helpful as far as trying to understand what it'll look like on the ground. I think the average person is like that as well. So, and then Doug Helt from Engineering Services, he will really talk through more of the details of the design, and then we want to do that really quick because we would rather spend most of our time talking about what specifically is important to you. So I'll go ahead and get started. Next slide. Okay, so 36th Street North Small Area Plan was adopted in 2013. Meredith, I don't know if you were on the citizen advisory team or anyone else, the other person that might be on the call, but there were quite a few people that owned property along the corridor and lived in the neighborhoods that were on the citizen advisory team. The good thing about that plan is that the following year in 2014, there was small area plan implementation money put in the Improve Our Tulsa package funding that was voted on and approved. So we were able to supplement the money that was already, I guess, I don't know as much about this as Doug, but that was already available for a rehab of 36th Street North on this segment. We were able to supplement that to really have an enhanced design that would carry some of those concepts mentioned in the small area plan forward. So, so that's what we'll be talking about today. So the design started in late 2015, and it was a complete streets approach. This was complete streets is a concept that's mentioned multiple times in the 36th Street North small area plans. There's a lot that could be part of a complete streets design, and so we'll look at a lot of those. But some of these that are captured here today we'll talk about is a road diet, taking the lanes from 4 to 2. You'll see addition of bike lanes, wider sidewalks, and really just a beautification of the street. A lot of landscaping. So we'll look at all that. Good news is construction is to begin this fall, and it should be finished in about a year or 12 to 14 months. And if you want to go to the next slide. So these are some renderings that Peyton on the line, and actually Peyton and Doug, please feel free to jump in and add to my description because I'm sure you could do better than me. But this right now is the just a photo, right, looking east at the Osage Prairie Trail crossing on 36th Street North. And this is a rendering of really the enhancements that would come out of this project along the corridor in that same perspective with, of course, landscape medians, street trees, sidewalks, bike lanes, crosswalk. What else am I missing?
Well, you got everything covered, I think.
Well, just a reduction of lanes, of course, from 4 to 2.
So the one of the philosophies of the Complete Streets program or analysis method is that we look at the street from who the users are that live and work and exist in that neighborhood. It's that street is more than just a street to get from MLK over to Peoria. There's a whole lot of stuff that happens on that street. So when we look at making the street a usable area for all folks in that corridor, we look at who those users are. And big surprise, it's not all cars. It is all users, which is the pedestrians, the bicycle users. There are cars still, but we don't need as big a street as we have there to meet the current needs and even the proposed or planned needs of the local area plan. So this design is a compilation of, that's the wrong word, it's a compilation of all of those thoughts into what we believe serves all users. So that's why we get all of these new components in there, while it'll still be a road that will handle the traffic that is currently there and anticipated to be there. How's that?
Thank you, Doug. You sound like a planner there. Thank you very much. That was actually very good. And I think that a lot of that came out of the small area plan, really the desire for it to be more, for it to be walkable. And 36th Street, and another, of course, intent of this project is that it enhances and it even encourages further development along the corridor. And, we've seen, I know that Justin Picard and Tracy Chandler, we've met with them repeatedly over the years about development on this course. So I know there's a lot of aspirations as far as really making this a special place. And this is definitely moving it in that direction. So yes, absolutely. This is good for all users. And this is actually pretty desolate looking right now. There's not a tree. Well, there is if you get to the other side of Peoria, but this particular corner is pretty concrete. So then this is the rendering as you're looking east on right at Peoria. So you can see that there's a bike lane, there's pedestrians, there's street trees. Yeah. So, and I believe that might be it before we get to and this is where Doug takes over.
Aha. So the initial project for this corridor was funded through the original Improve Our Tulsa program, which was voted on back in, 2013, November of 2013. This project was funded for street rehabilitation only at a level of around $3 million. Then we have some water funding that comes in that will replace a lot of the water lines that goes with it. As we started developing the street rehabilitation plans, we partnered, if you will, with the planning department and some funds that were allocated for implementation of the 36th Street local area plan. And that's how we developed these. These are just kind of schematic layouts of what we're ultimately designing. We're looking at a total project on the order of, I think, I'm thinking 5 to 6 million right now. So this is a pretty significant improvement. Am I very far off on my number there? I don't want to fib.
No, we're right at that $6 million range.
Thank you. So we will be right now there's 4 lanes of road through there, so we will be narrowing the road a little bit and in claiming some of that space as bike lanes. We'll be adding a median through the entire corridor, which makes this a controlled corridor, a controlled access corridor, in that should slow traffic down and make folks be paying more attention to the other elements in the street. In other words, the bike lanes and the sidewalks. And then for the majority of the project, we have a 10-foot wide sidewalk on both sides of the road that will be offset from the road. So you have a green space between the back of the curb and the sidewalk. The trees in the median, unfortunately, we can't plant those trees as big as Peyton had them shown in that rendering. So it'll take it a couple of years to get to that tree canopy, but I think that's where we're headed. As you get towards Hartford Avenue and over by the next slide, which would be on the east side of Hartford Avenue and over towards the Osage Prairie Trail, we'll have a connection with the Osage Prairie Trail that has potential to make connections bicycle wise north-south into other areas. And then the area between Osage Prairie Trail and North Peoria, that's going to get some parking areas in there adjacent to the street to just help folks utilize that entire street. So it's a complete rebuild. It is going to be a significant and beneficial impact to the neighborhood. So should I wax poetically about how glorious the concrete will be, or?
I think you might lose them there. So
Okay.
okay. So anyway, so we want to really open it up to questions
I
that
think
you have.
Ms. Kirk might have been asking a question, but she looks muted.
Oh, okay. Oh
I'm
no,
gonna unmute here.
there we go.
Can you hear me now?
There you go.
Okay. Thank you. So can we go back a couple of slides? I'm trying to see where this affects me. I'm right in that tree area.
You're in the
One more
first.
slide.
You're in the
Look
first
at
slide.
first. Yes.
Now,
Right
are you
where
in
you
one
have
of
that
those houses?
narrowing. I'm in, okay, where you see the little road.
On the
You don't
south
see an
side.
actual house. All you see an actual road that kind of curves back to the left.
You're on the south side of the road on the
House on the hill back there.
Go immediately south of
Exactly that.
Yeah, south side of the road, east side of the car dealership, right across from the Northland Center.
Yeah, for yours, just look at
Right
Detroit
there on that
Avenue.
hidden tree.
Go
I
south
guess
of
if you want to
Detroit.
count tree. Yes, where you see the road that kind of curves up. In the morning, you have a lovely array of trucks that come down from the Port of Catoosa, headed toward MLK. I don't know if anyone has brought that to anyone's attention, but they come through every other morning. So somebody might need to be aware of that, them trying to get to MLK or to the Tisdale. Has that been discussed or brought to anyone's attention?
So I'm not aware that that is a truck route, but that is interesting to know about. Is it just, does it look like this one type of truck coming from one place, or is it just all day, a whole series of trucks?
No, it could be any, it's in the morning. I don't know what kind of trucks, but they're like cargo trucks. They're just coming, you can tell that they're coming from like the Port of Catoosa off 36th Street North, and they're just headed up to what I would call your MLK Tisdale to get on the highway. So they're headed west. And with those trees being there, I don't know if that's going to be a problem for them. I don't know any of the companies personally, but just put it out there.
We might want them to find another route.
Oh, boy.
I don't know. I know that the
Okay.
street is certainly going to be able to handle anything that comes on it. And as far as our trees go, we do have limitations in terms of how far over there and how tall they have to be and how much they can overhang. So I don't think we're anticipating that to be a problem per se from trucks hitting trees. I am interested to learn more about what trucks are routing through there versus a different direction. So there's more
Well,
for
now
us to
that
learn about there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Hey, Doug, is that something one of your project managers maybe could go over there for a little while and just sort of track what trucks are, what they might be coming from? See if they
Yeah.
say Beko or if they, Mid-Continent or, or whatever they're called nowadays.
Yeah, no, we just need to do a little research. I have some ideas.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just want everybody to be aware of, I'm seeing versus what you're proposing.
Do you believe that happens more in the morning or in the afternoon, or is it an all day thing?
I see it in the morning because I'm on my way to my employer. So I see it in the morning. I don't know what else happens in the daytime, but I'm sure they're on their way wherever they're headed.
It sounds like a stakeout.
Is there any discussion going on over at the casino?
Boy.
I'm not sure, Terry. We'll have to just sort of, there's some stuff going on a little bit to the east, I think.
I'm just thinking if they're coming from the quarries and then 36 is a straight shot from the quarries over this direction. I just didn't know if there was either a roadway project, you could even be an Osage County roadway project for that matter.
Right.
Yeah.
I really hope that the quarries aren't just driving this road.
Well, that might be a good benefit of single lane each direction. That may send them elsewhere.
It might help them move around.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, Miss Kirk. I'm going to tell him that you told me to come look for him.
Oh, well, come on up the hill. You're all welcome. Come on up. Will this change? See the crowd and the sidewalks and everything wonderful, but that won't affect my property value, or will it?
So property values are assessed based on the use of your property. But of course, it's only going to help you as the area starts to beautify and becomes more desirable. So I don't know. There's not an easy equation for that for sure. But
Okay.
the streetscape alone doesn't impact your property values. I think over time, just what it will lead to in the corridor will make everything, more valuable of some kind, right?
Right.
Well, you may be the only one we can hear, because I think the other the other numbers can't communicate with us, unfortunately. It looks like the one phone number's unmuted.
Well, it was a good dry run then, and then Ms. Kirk can tell us how good we do on the next one if she shows up for that.
That's right. I'll be ready. I'll be ready at 6 o'clock with my.
Okay.
And then you make sure you tell everybody how much they missed on this one.
Exactly. Sorry that everyone, because I told quite a few people about this, so I don't know why they didn't sign on, but.
Well, maybe it's just, time of day people.
Maybe they'll be at 6 o'clock.
We might see them this evening. Well, thanks for joining us, and whoever else is on the call, I'm sorry that we are having issues hearing you and stuff. So hopefully we'll see you again at 6 o'clock.
Yes.
Very good.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thanks
you. Have
everybody.
Thank
a
you,
great
everyone.
day.